Well, hello, friends. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. And today on the Intentional Living podcast, I am joined by my pharmacy manager, Dr. Ronni D'Agostino. Ronni,
Good morning.
thank you for being here. I am so excited. We're pulling back the curtain on something very near and dear to my heart, the intentional living experience.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk about this today.
I was just looking at the pictures. You know how pictures come back from 1 year on your phone and you're just looking at the pictures and I'm reliving that moment.
Yeah.
Before we go ahead, I just would like you to introduce yourself to our audience again.
Yeah. So I'm Ronni D'Agostino. I am the pharmacy manager at Powell Pharmacy. Emlah's right hand, and I would love to say her friend as well, and a mom of two.
Two beautiful babies.
Yeah.
Two beautiful babies, and makes that life complete. You know, I always say you are a phenomenal pharmacist because you're a phenomenal mom. And you're a phenomenal mom because you're a phenomenal pharmacist. They go hand in hand. And this is what intentional living means to me. Like showing up fully as a mom, showing up fully as a friend, showing up fully in every space of your life that you desire to show up fully. And then representing your values in that space.
Yeah.
Not someone else's values, like living the life that feels true to you.
Yes.
So that, to me, is what I want to bring. How can we bring that every day? Because every time you talk to people, they have like a full to-do list. They're stressed out. It's Christmas period. Oh my gosh, it's New Year. What do I do with work, with children, with home, with house, with family?
Yeah.
And it's really overwhelming.
I'm feeling that right now.
Everybody's feeling it. You're not alone. You're not special.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling it. But here's what I say. We need to recalibrate. And what better way to recalibrate than to sit together and emphasize the positive social connections piece. So on January 24th at So Plated in Upper Arlington,
Great
we're putting
restaurant.
it's gonna be, it aligns so much with our values. We're gonna be hosting the Intentional Living Experience. Could you tell us a little bit about this experience?
Yeah. So we designed this as a space for people who are looking to become more aligned, to start living more intentionally, to understand those 4 pillars of intentional living a little bit deeper, to get together and to connect, right? So we really designed this not to be like a lecture. We're not lecturing you about what these 4 pillars are, but we're having a conversation and we're bringing you in on that conversation. So we have a panel of amazing women who all maybe kind of specialize in one of those 4 pillars or can help you connect to one of those 4 pillars a little bit more. And maybe we might have some listeners who maybe don't even know what those 4 pillars are. So do you want to speak to those a little bit?
I will. So the 4 pillars that Ron is alluding to are the pillars of intentional living, which are nutrition. And I always say, envision a table with 4 legs. And if you take away one of those legs, that table is going to be wobbly. So those 4 pillars of intentional living are nutrition, movement, inner alignment, and positive social connections. And during this experience, our goal will be to serve a beautiful brunch, and everybody's going to be having fun, eating good, nutrient-dense food. That is the nutritional piece.
Yeah.
We'll have a nutritionist who can talk about that. And then we focus on the other pillars. We actually explore, take a deeper dive into this. And Ronni said this is not a lecture. I worry about lectures. I might fall asleep during lectures.
Yeah, they don't always resonate with you, right?
No.
Yeah.
This is a conversation. So everybody who comes has a chance to ask a question, has a chance to contribute.
Yeah.
And this is the positive social connections piece, which has been lacking in our healthcare system. The other thing I want to talk about is, why do we pick January to host this event? Why is this event in January?
I think January is a really powerful time to have an event like this, because it's a time when people are looking to kind of restart or try something new. And some people are already doing the right things at this point, which is why we kind of start at the middle of January towards the end. So people are doing the right things, but it feels disconnected. Like, why am I doing these things? So that connection to being aligned with the things you're doing isn't there. And you talk a lot about going from autopilot to aligned. And I think that's exactly why we do it in January.
Because we're programmed to do things just, we have the information. We know that we're supposed to be eating healthy. We know we're supposed to be moving our bodies. We know we're supposed to measure our biomarkers. We know that we're supposed to be hanging out with friends and spending time with family. But how to put these things into practical, sustainable steps that we can consistently do every day is the challenge. because it's really hard to be able to just go about it and do it by myself. So we always need a mirror and reflection. And that is why I need you in my life, because I'm like, okay, Ronni, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, what do you think about this? Yeah. And sometimes when I'm doing something and she goes, Emlah, hey, no, this is kind of how we're going to do this. I think this is going to work better. I'm like, okay. And then we get back on course. And I just think about those guardrails that we have. And those are the people in our lives.
Yeah.
It's really important to we cannot go at it together.
No.
Yeah, I always think about the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I love that.
Like, we have to go together.
Yeah.
And I want us to talk a little bit about the panelists. So how is the event going to look like? Just tell me, if somebody were to buy a ticket, what are they expecting when they come to the event?
That's a really good question.
Yes.
So we'll start, there'll be some mingling at the beginning. Again, maybe developing some new positive social connections.
Yes.
Because this is going to be a group of not necessarily like-minded people, but people who all have a similar goal.
Yes.
And to live life more intentionally. Whether you're focusing on the same pillar of intentional living or not.
Yes.
So some mingling will happen. We'll start with brunch as well. We're also bringing our in-body body composition analysis machine, which will be really cool. Which can give some
I'm going to pause you right there. What is an in-body body composition machine?
Yeah.
Like, why are we bringing this machine to this event? And why is everybody who's coming to the event going to have an in-body measurement? What is an in-body?
An in-body is basically a really fancy scale.
Yes.
In simplest terms.
Yes.
But basically, it's a machine that takes less than 5 minutes for you to step on. And it'll break down each body segment. So right arm, left arm, trunk, right leg, left leg, and tell you your body fat and your body muscle. And it just provides you with a great baseline and a really great insight as to where you're at. So maybe if you're focusing on nutrition or you're focusing on movement and moving your body and exercising, what better way to know where you're at and then see where you're growing if you come back to the pharmacy and want to step on it again.
This podcast is sponsored by Journeys, your path to intentional wellness. Most health problems don't start overnight, and neither does wellness. With Journeys, you can take charge of your health before you have to. Every cell in your body is speaking to you. But when we ignore preventive medicine, we wait until those cells are screaming. Journeys helps you listen to the whispers. There are 3 different journeys to choose from, each designed to meet you where you are in your wellness path. The Core Wellness Journey for $199 offers a foundational look at your overall health, perfect for getting started and measuring 66 biomarkers. The Advanced Heart and Metabolic Health Journey for $339 measures 111 biomarkers and goes deeper into cardiovascular, metabolic, and thyroid health for a more detailed picture. The Comprehensive Longevity and Hormone Journey costs $469 and is the most complete view, including hormone, nutrient markers that support energy, balance, and healthy aging. This measures 120 biomarkers. Each journey includes a personalized recommendation, one-on-one care from your pharmacist, and follow-up support to help you turn results into lasting intentional change. You just won't get data. You'll get guidance, accountability, and a partner in your wellness journey. Intentional living means paying attention, staying curious, and taking steps towards the health you deserve. Start your journeys today. Click the link in the show notes. How beautiful. How beautiful. Like, it's just so much on that paper. And there will be a staff member there to take care of everybody, measure your muscle mass, measure your body fat mass, there's some insight, some piece of data that the in-body machine produces that I love. It's a visceral fat level. It just tells us how much fat is around your internal organs. Like, it's crazy, amazing.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's no reason anybody should not step on it.
So important to know because that's what puts us at risk for chronic diseases.
Yes.
So yeah. Really, really cool tool. And everybody should step on it.
Everybody should step on it. Yeah, because when you step on the scale, it just says, I have a client who had been anywhere between 125 and 130, pounds. And, but she has gained significant muscle over this period.
Yeah.
And has been losing fat, but there's no way her scale at home will be able to tell her that.
Yeah. And
she's thinking that she's gaining weight.
Yeah. And I always talk about BMI with people, right? Because when we go to our doctor, we measure our BMI. And I always explain this when I'm going through the results with, you can have somebody who is 6 foot of pure muscle who weighs 190 pounds, and then somebody who's 6 foot of not pure muscle, but also weighs 190 pounds.
Yes.
And their BMI is going to be exactly the same
Exactly
thing.
the same.
Exactly the same
Who
thing.
is metabolically more fit.
Yeah.
Who is set up to lead life in a great way for longevity.
Yeah.
Who is going to have greater muscle, greater memory, and greater cognition.
Yeah.
Because there's cognition. We are worried about Alzheimer's and early onset dementia, but there's a cognitive alignment to muscle.
Right.
With moving your body, you're building more muscle, but you're moving your body, you're producing BDNF.
Yeah.
And that is preventing and reducing the chances of early onset dementia. And just that neuroplasticity, building more, nerves and brain cells. And we can go on and on about the in body.
We can do a whole separate
let's
thing
pause. Let's hold off on it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we could definitely
we'll do another one. But here, walk us through, how the event is going to look. Like you said, they're going to come in and they're going to mingle. And
mingle, and then we'll sit down for brunch. So when you purchase a ticket, you'll get an option of some really delicious food.
Yes.
And then we'll open things up to our panelists. Yes. So Emlah mentioned we have we mentioned who our panelists are yet? I'm not
No,
even
we've
sure.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we've not.
Well, start with that.
Let's
we'll
start with that. Yeah. So we have our panelists. First off, on our panelists, so this event, if you're local to Columbus, I know people who have already bought their ticket from Cleveland and other places around. But if you're local, you are welcome to purchase your ticket. Come on January 24th. It's going to be starting at 11 o'clock. And the first panelist is going to be Sonny Falgren. And she is a culinary visionary. She really brings the nutritional piece and the mental health piece. Like, you always want to go to a nice restaurant, have a good dining experience. But most of the time, the food is not aligned with your nutritional, your goals. So Sonny was able to marry that and create So Plated, which is just a beautiful restaurant. So stands for Sustainable Organic Wellness. And her tagline is Good Food, Good Mood.
Yeah.
There's no better place to host this kind of event than at So Plated Restaurant. And the address is going to be in the show notes, and as well as the link to buy the ticket. So that's going to be Sonny Falgren, our first panelist. And our second panelist is Julie Hiller. I'm going to let you talk about Julie.
Yeah. Julie is a functional nutritionist.
Yes.
So she is really focused on, obviously, the nutrition piece, but coming from kind of a holistic approach.
Absolutely, yes.
So she has worked closely with a few of our clients at the pharmacy. So we have a really great relationship with her, and she just has really interesting insight on what nutrition can be and not overcomplicating it.
Our next panelist is going to be Sabra Kershaw, a financial literacy expert. One of her biggest worries is about money. One of her biggest worries about finances, but we don't talk about it enough.
That's so true. Yep.
We just don't, there's no space for us to talk about money because it's like a taboo. I don't want you to know how much I have. I don't want you to know how much I make. I don't want you to know how much I'm struggling with the concept of money and loans and debt and how much to save and how much to invest. And Sabra doesn't have a problem talking about money morning to night. So you ask her the question, she'll tell you exactly the way it is. And that's why we have her on the panel.
Yeah, that will be so unique.
Yes. And she is VP for Impresia Bank, which is a women's bank. And so this is why we'll have Sabra on the panel. Our next panelist is Marianne Flannery.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about Marianne?
Marianne is a personal trainer and owner of Reach Fitness, which is a gym local in Powell. I've met Marianne many, many times, and we kind of refer people back and forth.
Yes.
And I just love her approach to fitness. She's a mom, so she gets it.
Down to
earth. She
earth.
understands that it's difficult. And so she'll be able to provide some really unique perspective on how we can be intentional about movement.
I love that. And our last panelist is Dr. Pragna Patel Dadania. She is an OBGYN, perimenopause and menopause specialist. And so she's there to answer the questions. She was on the panel last year, and the response was she was a hit. The response was overwhelming, and we just cannot help but bring her back. Yeah. She knows how to answer all the questions. So bring all your questions about women's health, about perimenopause, about hormones, about weight. Just bring all the questions, and Pragna will have no problem. She did not eat during the event.
Yeah, she did not have time.
She did not have time to eat. She just answers all your questions. So, and this is why we're doing this. This is why we're putting this on the podcast, because nobody wants to jeopardize their health. Everybody wants to feel good. And so we could do it together. So our goal is to have this event once a year to just get together. If you have that girlfriend that you have been like, oh, we need to get together.
Yes.
oh, do you have those people in your life?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I was just going to say, this is why we always encourage invite somebody,
Yes.
whether it's a friend, a family member. Again, we're focusing on that positive social connection.
yes.
And what better way than to go to an event like this with someone
Yes.
where you can work together to get aligned, even if your goals are different.
Yes, do not come alone. Do not come alone.
Yeah.
Grab that girlfriend, grab that sister who we had somebody who brought their sister last time and their sister ended up signing up for Revitalize and lost about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's just, you just never know how you will impact somebody's life. We had another lady who, and there was a statement one of the panelists made last time, and she said, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no.
Yeah. I love that.
And she was talking about using a yardstick like that to make decisions in your life, to say yes to things, to commitments, or to say no to them, and how to create boundaries. These are the things that we all struggle with. And I cannot wait to see you at the Intentional Living event. Like, this is time to recalibrate our lives. We all, need this motivation from time to time. I need it. I do this event very selfishly because Ronni and I desperately need this in our lives. And what better way than to share with the people around us? Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to tell people about the event?
I just think anybody who's even thinking this might be a good idea, invest in yourself and just buy a ticket. There's nothing that's holding you back. Unless you have something going on at this date and this time, there's nothing to hold you back from joining us and experiencing a room full of people who are just looking to better themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Hundreds of women. I've not met a single person who was like, the event was like, no, everybody's like, Emlah, when is the next one? I'm coming to the next one. People have bought tables. I'm coming to the next one. I'm bringing my girlfriend. I'm coming to the next one. I'm bringing my sister.
And even if you're like hesitant,
give
come
it a shot.
For the food. The food is
to die for.
The food is worth it.
The food is to die for. Healthy food, healthy, nutrient-dense food, which is delicious, well-plated, cold-pressed juices, everything.
Yes.
It's going to be a vibe. And our MC is going to be Kate.
She is a vibe.
She is a vibe. She is a vibe.
In the best way.
You cannot be angry around her.
No. Even if you walk in the doors and you're like kind of down and out, you will not be by the time she starts talking.
And this is why we have her as our MC. Yeah. So it's gonna be a wonderful event. And how much are the tickets, Ronni?
Tickets are $125, and this includes everything, right? This includes the experience, the food, that in-body that we talked about, which normally we charge $45 for at the pharmacy. So it's an investment in yourself, and what a great gift to give yourself for the new year.
Yes.
And gift a friend. Like I said, bring somebody with you.
This is a Christmas gift too. This is why we're setting this out. It's time to invest in ourselves and just make the most. Everybody wants to feel better.
Yeah.
But I think this is the best way to do it. Holding hands. I always know that, people say, oh, Emlah, you're doing such a wonderful job. I would never be able to do what I do if I didn't have Ronni by my side. I hold her hand. I called her. We go out to lunch. We go out to breakfast. We just sit down and talk. I express my concerns. She helps me. The other people around me help me. And I am a better person because I'm surrounded by wonderful people. And that, to me, is a power of positive social connections. Yeah. Like, social connections is a determinant of health, independent of like cardiovascular risk and all. It's so impactful. Yeah. I can't even begin to say. So we'll have, data around this to share and just ways to make life, the intentional life, end up be fulfilled. Yeah. Because that's the goal. Right. We just want to enjoy your lives. Yep. So we're going to have fun. I can't wait to see you there, friends. And so we'll have a link in the show notes to purchase your ticket. Bring a friend, bring your sister, bring a mother, bring a daughter.
And we'll see you there.
And we'll see you there.